obviously basketball becomes a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You're no longer balling. You go home. You're on this mission.
Right.
How'd you put together the group?
I put together a group. First of all, I make sure you know that my father and my mother, you know what I'm saying, my father was pissed. Like, you quitting basketball? What you doing? A lot of people in the city was pissed. I was highly ranked. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the top 15 in the city. I was one at one time. So when I get home, I have an idea. You know what I'm saying? So I get home, I get together, I call my brothers T-Love and Yellow Mac. I'm doing this music thing. I got it. Let's go. I got it. They said, okay, we know some people that rap. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, cool. Bring them over. So I thought about 30, 40 people showed up. And I started giving like my spiel on it. I'm like, we're going to start a group. I want to start a group. No disrespecting women. We ain't no gangbanging. I took the red rag out of my pocket first. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because it was all kind of gangs in there. You know what I'm saying? I took out of my pocket first to be, so I'm going to show you, like, nah, I'm done with this. Put that down. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? So, no gangbanging, no killer gun talk. You know what I'm saying? No, at first I said no cursing. That was only momentarily. That was just to see who wanted to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I gave all these stipulations. And while I was doing it, you know, people would steady leaving. Just slowly leaving, just coolly, politely walking out. You know what I'm saying? Then plus beepers was going off. You know what I'm saying? Beep. I'm out. He talking that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He talking that East Coast shit, anything, you know what I'm saying? So, the 5 that stayed, that was it. I didn't pick them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to go and say, yo, give me, you know what I'm saying? I got my, you know, a rapper, Lloyd Banks. I got a rapper, Yayo. Let me go pick. Now, 50 my man, it's my brother. I talked to him. But I ain't get a chance to go to LA and get game. I ain't pick nobody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pick Buck. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to do that. This is what's left. Say no more. Let's go. And so we had like a year and a half conversation, just talking about hip hop, about the history and, you know, how it can go, how it should go, and the difference between small things. Like I'll give you some small things like we got to get the flow. Because back in the day, the flow was, see, in St. Louis, you know, back then you rap like, you know what I'm saying? Now let me tell you how I put it down. I put the songs in the ground. I ain't, you know, it was like, it wasn't, I said the flow was like, you heard a lot about it, brother, gang and no round and being low down and do the low down within the little whole round. It was a continuous flow. So I was just like, yo, we got to step our game up, rhyming. Let's get that part of the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, to get up out of this place, you know what I'm saying, because we sound local, you know what I'm saying, and then while we're doing that, let's incorporate where we're from, not the King's Highway. Let's put in our slang words. Let's stop saying hella. Let's stop saying Spice One words. That's, you know, because that's Oakland. Let's start saying our things, and I could point out what was ours because they didn't recognize it because they hadn't left the city. Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't special. I just had left the city. You see what I'm saying? So when I did that, we just talked for a year. Just talked every day, got together. Like Murph say, who come in, my homeboy Yellow Mac, he'll pat him down. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you ain't got no gun on you? Don't come here talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't come here capping, lying about your rapping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't capping back then. Don't come here just, you know, lying. Let's you could, you know what I'm saying? You could deliver, but what do you do? They got a pocket full of phone numbers. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They got their little hustle, little small hustle. Say it. Keep it a whole 100. Keep it real. It'll sell. It's not about what you say. It's how you say it also. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. Just had that. And the ones who stayed. And there was 5 of them who stayed. One of the members named Goldie, he quit. And that's when...
Give me the 5. Give me the 5 who
stayed
actually
was,
stayed.
Keywan, his best friend, Cornell, Nelly, City Spud, Goldie, and Keywan's little brother, Tory Murphy Lee. And that's who stayed.
Got you.
That's who stayed. Those one stayed. And Goldie actually quit. He was like, after a while, he went to another label. that was popular. You know what I'm saying? At the time, a little more, it was actually popular as a label. He moved to a different part of the neighborhood. He went over there with them. They was talking kind of like gangster rap. He was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't gonna work. He want us to wear all these bright colors. He want us to, we ain't claiming our set no more. He don't want us rapping about this, that, and the third, and then the third. So he, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Goldie, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to that brother. But he left. And so the finest stay was those guys.
Okay, originally you were not in the group. I know that you were in a group back in college. Why weren't you in the St. Lunatics from day one? Why'd you start off as the manager?
I started off as everything. The producer, the manager. I was putting together a team. You know what I'm saying? It was a team, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was going to do something different for us, like rhyming, because I was so Wu-Tang and so into that type of music, you know what I'm saying? To where I knew, I'm getting them off of like DJ Quick and gangbang music. Not no disrespect to like taking them off because I didn't like them, you know what I'm saying? But to try to target their own thing. So I was different. I was a little better at already doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just creating me a little group. So I was actually more than just the manager and everything. I was doing everything. Now, it turned into me getting in the group. When I made the first song Murph talked about, Give Me What You Got, that was never a single. See, I was going around to each producer in the city saying like, yo, do me a favor, sample this for me. No, we don't sample, we make original music. I'm like, I get what you're saying, just do me a favor. I couldn't get none of the best, who are now some of the best producers, you know what I'm saying, to sample for me. I couldn't get no one. So I was going for this target, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally found someone, a young white kid, 18 years old, he liked Wu-Tang, so we clicked on that. I had him to, do this for me, do that for me. I could make beats, right? I was a producer, so I just had him do it for me. And while he was doing it, it was a disco sample. He didn't like that. It ain't real hip hop. Just do this for me. Put this in that. Put that in there. Put this in there. Wow, give me that clap. The clap ain't hip hop. I know. I'm going somewhere with this. You know what I'm saying? So I got the beat. He did it for me. Thank you very much. I took it home and I wrote the song as an example because at the top, we going over bars and teaching them how to rap and the flow and to cut out that space or take out this word. They had the lyric, the flow, but they still was picking these beats that were like real local sounding beats. And I'm saying, we need a different type of beat, you know what I'm saying? So when I did that, I took it home and just like rushed because it wasn't about the content for real. The hook was, some of y'all been trying to write rhymes for years. And we got ideas, imitate my ears. Is this the best that you can make? If not, then you got more, I'll wait. But don't make me, that's Rocky. So it was about, Murphy said, yo, Ali had the whole thing. So I went and made the whole song. Like, yo, this is a verse. You know what I'm saying? This is how it should start off. I made it real dun, 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 dun. Don't make it long. Come straight in. I'm on my way to the boom. And then a good beginning. It's a science to making a song. It has to go up and down. You can't just try to make this completely long, continuous, you know what I'm saying? Just fire, 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 fire. What makes the fire part is the drop down. You see what I'm saying? So just explaining to them to that. So I made the song as an example. Took it to them and they loved it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, cool. Y'all see what I'm saying? Now let's go back to J.E. and get these beats. So they was like, you know what I'm saying, excited. The song just started getting legs of its own because I was giving it to other people just for as like, the manager, T-Love. You know what I'm saying? It was my homeboy. Me, him, and Keith were the managers, three more heads. And then once the guys got their stuff together, Murphy Lee said, we're better now. I was putting them in contests. I mean, it was getting in contests. I was saying, don't do that. Y'all ain't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? I was always like, y'all ain't ready. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. And they would win anyway. I'm like, but if you just wait 1 second and you get this one chance to just explode in their face. You know what I'm saying? So that was, you know what I'm saying, pretty much on the lines of the target of that record was like the prototype from that point on. It was 16 bars. Go back and do the history, or anybody, even my brother who was before a pioneer, we love him, Silk Smooth. His first song was Clientele. It was 20 bars. It wasn't 16. it's a science to a record. When a 16 comes, you naturally can feel the frequency about to drop into the hook. You know what I'm saying? So brothers was doing songs. It was 28 bars for the first verse. You know what I'm saying? It was just not a catchy thing. So when I made Give Me What You Got as an example, that became the example for the city, period. No one knew 16 bars. No one was making songs like that. Now, brothers might say, oh, well, no. Well, I'm saying show and prove. I never did my homework. Show and prove. I already knew what I did then, though. It was a small thing to them back then, yet they take it as, oh, well, no, we didn't rap like Ali. Like, yeah, you did. Not just my cadence or something like that, but the words filled in. It wasn't no more spaces and gaps, and it was a catchy part in the song. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was that record was the prototype. And then the program director. You know
okay, so hold on. Before we go forward, I want to make sure I'm clear on everything you're saying. Give Me What You Got. Was it your record initially, or did you reference it so that the group can rhyme in a way that you had in your brain?
I went and made a example. It's like I'm a receiver coach.
So similar to a reference track.
Yeah, I went like, yeah, it's a reference track. Like I ran a route and like showed them how to run the route. Like, yo, I see what you did. I went and made a record and said, okay, this is what I'm talking about. And they was like, oh, that shit is banging. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Because I rushed the second verse. I rushed the hook. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? We just rock him. You know what I'm saying? So it was just to give y'all a show on this type of flow y'all got now that I showed you over this type of beat. Put this this loop, this sample, and then put some beat on top of that motherfucker. So you get the rhyme flow from the east. You get the loop, which is hip hop in itself, the sample. Get that knock from the west. You know what I'm saying? Add that in there too. And then get real soulful and talk about where you from, like out like organized north, like the South. You know what I'm saying? And I did it in that song. I said, shirt polo, Gore-Tex Figaro, jeans heel Figaro, starched up, hit the Amoco, bought a Philly sparked up, Lunatics to blow the park up. It was just the flow of how I was rapping. Then I said, hit the Amoco, bought the Lunatics to blow the park up. I was always referencing our shit. When motherfuckers was rapping like, Ricky D, like Ricky D, that's DOS effects. You know what I'm saying? Or they was like, it's the BRAT, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Snoop and them type of flow. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody was doing some other places shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, let's use our own words. Let's use our own slang. You know what I'm saying? And I was, that's how that was. It was about, that song was just an example of a song that turned into a big single.
Yep. That became your first independent hit.
Yep.
When the record actually came out and it hit the streets of St. Louis, how many verses did you have on the record?
I had 2. And the song was over.
2?
Yeah, it was over. But then once they started loving the record, I'm like, okay, well, we'll put Nelly, get on this, because he was ready. Because if I'm teaching all the guys, right, the first one of the students that came on this side to help me teach was Nelly. He was like, I get what you're saying. I get it. How about this? He already could have, like he could flow. He was kind of had that bone and that kind of flow. You know what I'm saying? So on one side, but with him, it was more about the content. Like, how do I, showing them how to, get a magazine, open it up, read it, you know what I'm saying? Like, start from there. It's millions of things you can talk about. It's over 407,000 words in the dictionary. You ain't got to just talk about, you know what I'm saying, shooting and killing all the time, and how you go from the next line to the next line. If it ends with, I'm coming ragged and dirty, raggedy, janky, and shady, you know what I'm saying? What comes out, you know what I'm saying, 380, I guess these punks want to play me, okay me. It's like, okay me is weird, but where can you go from that? You know what I'm saying? Now it can start a new topic or whatever, just the transition for him. Like, oh, I could talk about a girl like on this line, and I could, how can I transition to keep that flow going? And I was preaching. It was so much shit I was doing. And I'm not tooting my own horn in that way. It was just like about the flow. You know what I'm saying? So I put Nelly on it because he was ready. Like, yo, you ready, kid? You ready? When he didn't believe in himself, I did. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was like, nah, you ready. You got this. You ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we're going to put it out as a single, You need to jump on it because the song was made and it was living for 4 or 5 months when just me on it.
Yeah, because I watched an interview that Nelly did, and Nelly was very specific about saying that was your record. Well, let me rephrase it. Even though it came out as a Saint Lunatics record, you kind of dominated being on the record. Yes. So just for clarity, for the sake of conversation and making sure that all facts are straight, this record comes out as a Saint Lunatics record, not an Ali record. But out of the Saint Lunatics, it was only you and Nelly on this record. Give me what you got.
On my record, yeah. So
okay, but you keep calling it your record. Was it a Saint Lunatics record or was it an Ali record?
It was an Ali record, and Ali made a conscious decision to call it the Lunatic record. Because that's what we're pushing, the Lunatics, right? So out of that, I got a deal. Brothers from the Hood offered me 30 bands. They didn't want the group, though. I said, nah, I'm cool. I'm living on the 4100 block of Labadee. I want that 30. You know what I'm saying? I want that 30, but nah, you don't want the group. I got a plan for the whole group, though. Not just one. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I made a conscious decision of a song that I made as an example that turned into something. I put him on it, and then still, I didn't call it Ali featuring Nelly. I called it the Saint Lunatics. That's what we pushing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're pushing. So, no, yes, that's exactly how it was. It is. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that. Now, that interview that you're talking about, he was like 95% honest and correct on everything. It's just that one little thing. If you do magic, ever seen magic done, the trick is done in the very beginning. So you can relax after that and just like you already put it in your pocket. And I put it in your pocket so I could talk and do all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So we just changed one little part of that, the one thing that he would say. Like, for example, he said, Ali didn't perform with us. Yep. I don't know why. Maybe he thought he was too good for us, or so the options were Ali didn't perform with us. I don't know why. Maybe it was he thought it was too good for us, or I don't know. Those were the options. I thought it was too good for us, or I don't know. You go watch Murph's interview. Murph said Ali wouldn't perform. He didn't want to present the product. He was telling us to wait till we get it right. See, that was the truth. That was just leave things open for interpretation. He thought he was too good for us, or You know what I'm saying? So that whole interview, that's why I was taken down quick, because he didn't know, but I had already got it though. So I'm just gonna walk my way through this bitch. Like, y'all sit down, let me break that lie down right there. Let me break that lie down right there. Let me break that lie down. And don't tell me, let it go, Ali. No. You don't tell me how to reply and when to reply. He's a Scorpio. He stung me. I'm a Cancer. I got clamps. When do I let him off? When I get ready. If you punch me in school in October, my father said, no, don't punch him back. Right? You're going to see him again. Punch him in April. When he wasn't ready. When you wasn't ready. Just like you wasn't ready, hit him when he wasn't ready. And hit him 4 or 5 times. He ain't the boss of how many times you hit back. So that interview was just, he was frustrated. It was a time that it was difficult because me and him beefing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we beefing. So it's like, damn, I ain't never beef with big bro. I ain't never beef with little bro. So he was in defense mode. You know what I'm saying? So he said a bunch of shit that wasn't true. He said a bunch of shit that just kind of changed the narrative a little bit. That's all.
Got you. Okay. That interview that he did, it had a lot of discrepancies in it, and we're gonna reference that from time to time in this interview, if you don't mind. At the point of Give Me What You Got, are you still managing the Saint Lunatics? Are you? Because I understand that was an Ali record, and you were pushing the Saint Lunatics, but you're in full artist mode now.
Yeah.
and you got a record that's popping on the streets.
Right.
When do you switch hats and officially become part of the group?
When Murph asked me, probably to join the group, we're good enough now. Join the group. We should join the group. Goldie had quit. And I said, looked at the guys, like, I said, you cool? And they looking like, damn right, we want you to join the group. You the best. You teaching us. We want you to join. So I'm like, all right, but I ain't gonna bust up. And even though it's my group, it's my team. I'm craft for the Patriots. You know, I ain't gonna get on there and run no routes unless the guys from the players want me to run routes. You know what I'm saying? So they said, yeah. So I said, okay, cool. So that day, I stepped out of management. That's just greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like I could slide another person in there because I'm trying to put everybody on. My homeboy T-Love, he the manager. He don't know shit about management. When I come home from school with this big dream, my homeboy Yellow, he just got out of prison. He don't know shit about role manager. We bought the book. All you know about the music business by
Donald Passman book.
Bought the book.
Yep.
Had them. They read it. I had skimmed it, but he made a joke about it in the interview. It was funny though. How am I going? So, and we just kind of got serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I stepped out of it. Then it was called 3 More Heads Management. 3 More Heads, MO, like Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped out at that point and just became, so I wouldn't be double dipping. You know what I'm saying? I was getting management money and rapper money or whatever the case may be. Nah, it wasn't. I just stepped out of that mode. But always keep in mind, it was just my group. So you had a bunch of people in the city that was like, yo, why? Let me get in the group. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Why you didn't, you know. They wanted, because I was nice on the mic, you know what I'm saying? So they wanted, you know, oh, they ain't that good. You know, you could do better than that. Like, nah, they good, they straight. You know what I'm saying? So no, at that point when I stepped out immediately out the management role. And I slid my brother Courtney B, who I went to high school with, getting pages out in New Jersey from Courtney B, telling me about a party up in NY. I brought him in, you know what I'm saying? And said, yo, help out, because he was living in Jersey, he had connections, and this is what we need.
Got you.